Local, late breaking. This is WBAL-TV 11 News, Sunday morning.
Well, what do Jay Leno, Wendy Williams, and Cher all have in common? They are all in the news these days regarding conservatorships or guardianships. Overall, there are approximately 1.4 million active adult guardianships or conservatorship cases in the U.S. And here to tell us more about that is estate planning attorney Jeffrey Katz. Hey, Jeffrey, thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me, Jen.
So all of these circumstances, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I was just going to say, these all circumstances are very different, and they're all involving very personal situations. Let's start with Jay Leno.
Yeah, absolutely. So Jay actually filed for conservatorship over his wife of 43 years, Mavis, due to her progressing dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Legal documents were filed back in November 2023 with the hearing scheduled for April of 2024. His wife hasn't really publicly opposed the guardianship, and so we think this will probably sail through relatively unopposed. Given the fact that, she's basically consented to that appointment.
In Wendy Williams' case, she's the one facing the health crisis right now.
Yeah, so Wendy was placed under a temporary financial guardianship in 2022 after her bank, Wells Fargo, filed a claim in New York to an incapacitated person and the victim of undue and financial exploitation. Now, Wendy and her legal team have refuted these claims. But I don't know if you've seen the new 4-part Lifetime docuseries where we see Wendy stumbling around sick, confused, incoherent.
It's been highly criticized, too, accusations of people taking advantage of her for this, too.
Absolutely. And so part of the problem here that is Wendy has been diagnosed with primary progressive aphasia as well as frontotemporal dementia. Now, these are both progressive diseases which will worsen with time.
In Cher's case, this is one involving her son. Is that right? And there's all kinds of accusations when it comes to this one.
Yeah, this is a really big news. So Cher's son, Elijah Blue Allman, son of rocker Greg Allman, has had significant experience with both mental health and drug and alcohol abuse challenges. Now, when Greg passed, he left the son significant amounts of funds or significant amounts of money in a trust. That trust was scheduled to terminate last year with major distributions being made to the son. Currently,
he's married, though, right? And Cher has really stepped in here.
Right, so he's been opposing the guardianship or the appointment by mom. Mom has taken the position that she doesn't really care if she's appointed, doesn't really care who's appointed,
right.
Just doesn't want the child to have access to the funds, claiming that he might use it to his detriment with either additional drug or alcohol purchases.
And we're talking about celebrities here, but this happens every day to everyday real people.
Absolutely, and so we see cases being filed within the Maryland courts daily where folks are claiming, family members either have lost capacity due to age or dementia or substance abuse issues, typically drug or alcohol.
They can last forever. They can also come to an end, right?
They can, yeah. And so it really depends on each case.
Sure.
Each case is unique, and the courts will evaluate the circumstances on a relatively routine basis. Unfortunately, a lot of these problems are systemic or progressive. And so many people who are appointed guardians or have conservatorships appointed for them never actually exit those guardianships or conservatorships.
Yeah, sometimes these can be really heartbreaking. They can also rip apart families. Jeffrey Katz, thanks so much for coming in or talking to us through Zoom. You're sort of in here. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, you're so welcome.